Long ago in ancient China, during the Warring States period, there lived a philosopher named Zhuangzi, known to history as Zhuangzi. Zhuangzi was not like the other scholars of his time. Many philosophers spent their days debating laws, building systems of rules, and advising rulers on how to control the world. Zhuangzi preferred something else. He wandered through forests, sat beside rivers, and watched the quiet rhythm of nature. While others tried to explain life through strict ideas, Zhuangzi observed the world as it was, fluid, changing, mysterious. To him, the Tao, the great way of life, could not be trapped inside words or rigid thoughts. It flowed like water, always moving, always transforming. And one quiet night, while resting under a tree, Zhuangzi had a dream that would become one of the most famous stories in philosophy. In his dream, Zhuangzi was no longer a man. He had become a butterfly. He fluttered freely through the warm air, drifting between flowers in a peaceful garden. The sunlight touched his delicate wings, and the wind carried him wherever it wished. There was no burden in his heart, no worries about the past, no thoughts about the future. There was only movement, lightness, and the simple joy of flying. In that dream, Zhuangzi did not know he was Zhuangzi. He was simply a butterfly. A butterfly among butterflies, moving through the world without effort, without identity, without concern. Time seemed to disappear. Life felt effortless and complete. Then suddenly, the dream ended. Zhuangzi awoke beneath the tree. The morning air was cool. The ground was solid beneath him. The sounds of birds echoed through the valley. He sat quietly for a moment. He looked at his hands. He felt the weight of his body. And slowly, a strange thought appeared in his mind, a question that would puzzle philosophers for centuries. Zhuangzi wondered, was I a man who dreamed I was a butterfly? Or am I now a butterfly dreaming that I am a man? At first, this question may seem simple or even playful, but hidden inside it is a deep philosophical reflection. When Zhuangzi was dreaming, the experience felt completely real. In the dream, he had no memory of being a philosopher. There was no sense that he was someone else pretending to be a butterfly. He simply was the butterfly. Yet when he awoke, the butterfly disappeared, and the identity of Zhuangzi returned. So which one was real? Was the butterfly only a dream inside the mind of Zhuangzi? Or could it be that the person called Zhuangzi was just another temporary form in the endless transformation of life? Zhuangzi realized that the boundary between things might not be as solid as people believe. The world is always changing. Forms appear and disappear. Life flows from one state to another. Just as night becomes day and winter becomes spring, identity itself may be part of this constant transformation. In Taoist philosophy, this idea is known as transformation of things. Everything in existence moves through cycles of change. A seed becomes a tree, A cloud becomes rain. A caterpillar becomes a butterfly. Nothing remains exactly the same. Human identity, too, is not fixed. We often cling to labels, our name, our job, our roles, our successes and failures. We build a story about who we are and treat it as permanent. But Zhuangzi's dream reminds us that life may be far more fluid than we imagine. The self we defend so seriously may simply be one moment in an endless unfolding process. For Zhuangzi, this realization brought freedom. If identity is not fixed, then we do not need to cling so tightly to our roles, our fears, or our expectations. If life is constantly transforming, then our worries about controlling everything begin to lose their weight. Like the butterfly in the dream, we can move through life more lightly. Instead of forcing the world to fit our plans, we can learn to flow with the natural movement of the Tao. Instead of holding rigid ideas about who we must be, we can allow ourselves to change and grow. The story of Zhuangzi and the butterfly does not give a clear answer. It does not tell us whether the dream or the waking world is more real. Instead, it invites us to look at life differently. Perhaps reality is more mysterious than we assume. Perhaps identity is more flexible than we believe. And perhaps wisdom lies not in finding absolute certainty, but in learning to live comfortably within the mystery. Zhuangzi simply smiled at the question, because whether he was a man dreaming of a butterfly or a butterfly dreaming of a man, the Tao continued to flow through both. And in that endless transformation, he found peace.
If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more ancient Taoist wisdom stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.